enough about technology. Let's talk about bourbon. Sales are spiking thanks in part because of small startups that are attracting millennials, young people looking for something cool and different. Bourbon, cool and different? Look at this. This is Angel's Envy Port. All right, there you can see it. Angel's Envy Port Cask Finish. It was created in 2011 by Lincoln and Wes Henderson. Lincoln, who passed away last year, was a master distiller with 40 years in the business. He's in the Bourbon Hall of Fame. His son, Wes, is an entrepreneur who's looking to change the face of the bourbon industry. Now the company is investing more than $10 million in a new distillery in Louisville, Kentucky. And Wes Henderson says it's innovation that is driving the bourbon renaissance. Believe it or not, Wes joins us now from the St. Charles Exchange Bar in Louisville. Wes, first of all, I said Louisville right, didn't I?
Yeah, I have one here.
Allie, it was close. It was a good attempt. I'll give you a B, and we'll work on it.
There's always room to improve. First of all, tell me about technology and bourbon. And when I think of bourbon, I think of an old American drink made in Kentucky and, you know, maybe some surrounding states from time to time. What's the technology that's used here?
Well, and I think you nailed it, Ollie. That's the impression that a lot of folks have had of bourbon up until just recently. We've had a renaissance or resurgence in bourbon drinking. And innovations like you see with Angel's Envy, where we take bourbon and finish it in port casks or finish it in rum casks and other things that we're doing, have really helped bring bourbon to a new age. It's kind of reinvented the category, so to speak. It's reinvented it for a younger demographic, as well as brought it back to the old demographic.
Tell me about this younger demographic. Why are young people turning to bourbon?
You know, bourbon is a very versatile drink. It's very complex. The taste profile is incredible. There are 300 different taste components in bourbon. It's very versatile in cocktails. It's versatile in culinary. We're seeing a lot of bourbon used in cooking. So because of the resurgence in mixology and cocktail creations, I think that by and large is why you're seeing the young people come back to bourbon.
Now there's been this general resurgence in the broader whiskey category. Bourbon has done particularly well, but there's this move toward whiskey. Is this just sort of a cyclical thing where sometimes it's beer and sometimes it's wine, and then we're in an age where it's harder liquors now?
You know, certainly you hope that it's not cyclical like that, although we have seen that in the industry. I think what's really important is that with premium bourbons, the consumer really wants to identify with the maker. They want to identify with the brand. They're spending, you know, anywhere from $40 to $179 for the bourbon you have in front of you in the studio, and they're very selective. And with the internet and with technology, they're learning about bourbons. They're learning about what makes any particular bourbon great. They're looking at the pedigrees. So we think that it's something that has legs, and there's nothing leading us to believe right now, with the sales data we have anyway, that it's anything other than something that's going to sustain.
Well, if people want to connect to the family and the distillery, this one actually says, from the cellars of Lincoln Henderson, that's your dad, your late dad. Tell us a bit about the distillery.
We've got a wonderful project underway in Louisville. Louisville's seeing a renaissance in bourbon, especially the downtown Louisville area, and we're bringing one of the only full-fledged production distilleries to downtown Louisville. It'll be open for tourism. It'll be open for large groups of people, as well as individual bourbon experiences where you can actually come in and work with us on a weekend maybe and hand produce your own product and come back year after year to taste it. It's a very interactive project. So we're looking forward to bringing that, and not just us, but there are other bourbon producers as well that will be part of the Main Street bourbon renaissance.
What a great story. Wes, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're keeping warm, and say hello to the folks in Louisville. How's that, better?
Absolutely, Ali. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wes Henderson is a co-founder of Angel's Envy. Okay, don't forget our question of the day. What impact has the cold weather